Hello. Welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today has been just a comedy of errors. I've been trying to record videos out here on Butt Rock Beach. But I'm in a different location. I was recording something earlier. We'll talk a little bit about that video that I was recording at the original Butt Rock, sitting there wedged firmly in between my cheeks. And then the tide has been coming in so far. It's very windy. I was getting spray just dousing me and my camera. So I moved to another spot. Again, I was getting wind and waves all over me. So I have moved to this spot. The sun keeps going behind the clouds. The light is intermittent. My exposures are getting all screwed up. It looks as though I'm overexposed again. It's probably fine. We're just gonna leave it there. But I had to come out here and take this opportunity because it's not raining right now, and I had to do something pipe tea related. So hopefully everything is gonna go to plan. Well, it hasn't gone to plan, but hopefully we'll be able to finish this video. We have lots of things to talk about on today's Sunday Stuff and Things, including upcoming videos, things you can look forward to on Stuff and Things and Working. We are going to be talking about the whole Sutliff Mac Baren STG situation. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of people freaking out. We're going to discuss that, and that also has to do with one of the blends that I'll be discussing, or a video that I've done recently, or that will be on the channel soon. Cringle Cake, Cringle Flake, I keep saying Cringle Cake, 2024 by Sutliff. Is this going to be the last Cringle Flake we ever get? I don't know. And then we will have your questions, comments, and feedback in today's hashtag askstuffandthings. My lord. It's been a rough one, gang. It's been tough getting out here and getting this done. All right, so let me go through my notes, and we'll be back with upcoming videos. Water is starting to lap around my feet here as well. Okay. So what can you look forward to on Stuff and Things and Working? Well, this coming week, we will have the long-term 9 years later review of the Pilot Custom 823 vacuum fill fountain pen. One of my all-time favorite pens. I absolutely love it. I've been using it like crazy lately, so check that out. The week after that, we're gonna be talking about the Padron 2000 Natural. It's been a long time since I'd had one. I had been enjoying those Toscanos recently, so I wanted to try a Padron again to see if I still feel the same way I felt way back in the day when I reviewed them initially, or when I talked about them initially. We're gonna talk about some good made better products. I have a really cool thing called, or they have a really cool product called the Bookwarden. Helps to prevent your books getting bent up covers when you put them in a bag, and then a Penwell. Cool stuff coming up. And then we're gonna be talking about, just in time for Christmas, Cringle Flake 2024, a special limited edition blend that Sutliff puts out every year. They do a Cringle Flake every year, and this is the 2024 version. Working, we have episode 40, where I'm gonna be reviewing, is that out now? Maybe that went out today. I think that was out today as I'm recording this. Recording a review of the Engel 7.5 quart dry box cooler that I've been using as my lunchbox. Thought it would be cool to mix in some products on Working that I use a lot in my job. I do construction, and so the Engel cooler is something I've really enjoyed using lately. So many things. I still have a whole line of other videos that are in the pipeline, so don't worry, we will not be running out of content anytime soon. Man, it's cold. It's very cold. All right, gang, so as many of you know, and as many of you have been asking me about, I think it was in June, the Scandinavian Tea Group purchased Mac Baren. Now, Mac Baren owns Sutliff, and Sutliff is one of the last remaining American pipe tea blenders that we have. We have Cornell and Diehl. Let's hope Cornell and Diehl can still stick around. McClelland got shut down years back. That was a big blow to the whole hobby. Hey, there's a dog. Hey, buddy.
Sorry about that. You're kind of down that camouflage.
Oh, no worries. I was trying to say hi, but they were too...
My dog's famous?
They were too shy to come over. They wouldn't come on camera. Camera shy. You too. So I guess it was in June that STG purchased Mac Baren. As I mentioned, Mac Baren owns Sutliff, and Sutliff produces a lot of blends that we all love. They also do a lot of burning stick distribution, so smaller independent companies that want to get distribution or storage for their burning sticks. Sutliff took care of that as well. We don't know what's going to happen. There are a lot of rumors. A lot of people are saying that they're just going to shut down everything. Any production that remains, they're going to move back to Denmark or back to their home territory for STG. Everyone's assuming that most of the Mac Baren and Sutliff blends will be axed. Maybe they'll reproduce some in Europe. We don't know. I've been trying to do some research. I have reached out to STG, have not gotten any answer from them. I tried getting a hold of Sutliff. I thought I might be able to get a hold of Sutliff because they have been sending me blends, which has been really cool. It's been nice that I haven't had to buy any pipe blends for a long time because, oh, here's a new limited edition Sutliff blend that they've sent me that I can talk about on the channel. I'm hoping that I can get in touch with Sutliff at some point. Again, if anyone from Scandinavian Tea Group, if anyone from Sutliff, if anyone from Mac Baren is watching this, please reach out to me because I don't have current contact information. It's very difficult to get the kind of information or the kind of contact information where you can get a hold of somebody who will get back to you and discuss these things, because I would love to have an inside line on some of this. As it is right now, I don't have any more information than you guys have. I have no access to resources other than what you have, just doing research on the internet. I found an article on halfwheel.com. This is from November 12th by Charles Minato. STG closing Sutliff's burning stick distribution service. Earlier this year, Scandinavian Tea Group purchased Mac Baren Tea Company in a deal valued only around $77 million. That shows you how much the hobby has contracted. Mac Baren is best known as a pipe tea company, though Sutliff, the company's U.S. division, also had a burning stick distribution company out of its Richmond, Virginia facility. As expected, STG will be shutting down that business. So they're talking about the cigar distribution business. We don't know about the pipe blends. I'm assuming that there won't be any more blending going on in the US at all. How much was actually done here? I don't know. I can't find this information. Multiple sources told Half Wheel that STG has informed the various companies involved that it is ending Sutliff's burning stick distribution and fulfillment service at the end of the year. When asked about the closure of Sutliff's businesses, a spokesperson for STG provided the following statement. Over time, the Mac Baren and Sutliff facilities will close. That is correct. The brand portfolios of STG and Mac Baren Sutliff will be combined and simplified. This is to ease the way of doing business for our customers. One point of contact, one order, one shipment, one invoice. This will take time, and no decisions have yet been taken on the specifics. When we come to this point, clear communication will go out to our customers. So this is from November 12th. We have no more updated information other than that at the moment. The CEO of STG, Niels Fredriksson, said, told a Danish outlet that STG would be closing Mac Baren's facility in Svendborg by 2027. He said STG is working to try to move some of the 200 employees to an existing STG facility in Assens, though acknowledged not all of them would be part of the transition. What that means for Mac Baren's pipe tea portfolio is unclear. Other than that, at the very least, the blends will be made at a different facility. On the burning stick side, it's very clear. STG won't be handling back-end logistics for third-party burning stick companies for much longer. So at one point, Sutliff was handling fulfillment and logistics services for nearly a dozen smaller burning stick companies. The companies were responsible for the sales, but Sutliff would warehouse the product and ship it to stores. So basically, we still don't really know. We know that on the burning stick end of things, all of that's going to be shut down in the US. I'm assuming that a lot of these smaller companies will find other people to distribute their products, hopefully. But as far as the pipe blends, we just don't know. We have to assume that many of them will probably be discontinued. I mean, we're talking about the Seattle Pipe Club. We're talking about so many different blends. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if any of you know. I know that there's a lot of rumor mongering and a lot of, I think, deserved worry out there. Let me adjust this again. Lord above, the sun will not decide on one thing or the other. A lot of people are upset, a lot of people are worried, a lot of people are panic buying, which always seems to happen. Which I always advise against, but maybe in this situation, I don't know. You may never be able to get these blends again, so I can't tell you not to go out and try to purchase them. If anyone from STG, from Mac Baren, or from Sutliff is out there listening, contact me. STUFFandTHINGSShow@gmail.com. There is a link to my email in the About section of this YouTube video. I would love to hear some information straight from the horse's mouth, as it were. Right now, I just feel like it's probably going away. We're probably not going to get a lot of these Sutliff blends. I hope that's not the case. And even if we do get them, if they continue, they probably won't be the same because they probably won't be made in the same place. Unless I'm totally wrong about that. Maybe some of that production was already in Europe because Mac Baren owns Sutliff. Mac Baren does a lot of production in Europe anyway. I don't know how many of the pipe blends were actually still being blended in the US, if any. Maybe people have more information about that out there as well. But yeah, just kind of a sad day. Another one bites the dust. All right, gang, but now it is time for hashtag #AskStuffandThings. Remember, if you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, you may tweet at SAT Bradley with the hashtag #AskStuffandThings, or you can write to me via Patreon. If you are a Patreon supporter, go right to the front of the line. You can also hit that super thanks button under this video and go right to the front of the line, or you can leave questions, comments, and feedback under my YouTube videos in the comments section. First, we have a missive from Aaron H., a Patreon supporter, who says, "Hey Bradley, I live in a clean apartment building in New England. It has Phorid sewer flies. They are not fruit flies. Where do they come from? They are an invasive species from Thailand. They seem to feed off decaying matter in sewer pipes at the bottom of the building. When large egg hatches happen, they try to migrate and live in other places in the building. The usual tricks for getting rid of fruit flies don't work. The drains need to be unclogged or cleaned. They can also live in your refrigerator, defrost drain tube, and evaporator pan. The landlords of the building I live in are not having much good luck getting rid of them. Unlike fruit flies, they are annoying. They sometimes fly in my ear and nose. We're 2,000 miles away, but I think we have the same problem. Thanks for stuffing things, Aaron from Rhode Island." So a lot of people are talking about the fruit fly stuff that I was talking about in the last Sunday Stuff and Things. A lot of people with advice, a lot of people, we'll get into some of that. But I'm very sure, Aaron, that mine are not Phorid sewer flies. They are fruit flies. But we'll get into that later, and that sucks. That sounds horrible. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. But thank you for your support on Patreon. Next, we have some feedback from last week's Sunday Stuff and Things. So, you know, obviously I was trying to be funny when I did my rant about fruit flies. They are annoying, but obviously it's not the end of the world. I'm trying to juxtapose that against other things. But we had a lot of people offering advice. This is from Mark Iniri, 1877. "How did you know? I'm inundated with fruit flies. Seriously, same here. I don't get it. Thank God it's not just me. Invasion of the fruit fly snatchers." And yeah, it seemed like a very common issue that people are dealing with, at least in the US. Living in Hope says, "Try cleaning the pee trap in your sink." And that's pee as in the letter P, not urine. Well, sometimes I pee in my sink, but not very often. Trust me. Sierra Sam 316 says, "Fruit flies, clean your garbage disposal and sink pee trap." So a lot of people are mentioning this. Oh, my Lord, this exposure. And definitely, I already checked the pee trap. What do you take me for out there, people? If there's an issue, I'm going to research that issue thoroughly. You know me by now. After over 10 years on this channel, I'm very pedantic about things. I will definitely do the research, but no, I appreciate the advice coming through. But yes, I checked the pee trap. You have to remember the building was brand new when I moved into it, so there hasn't been a lot of time for things to gather in there, and I flush my sinks all the time. I'm very clean. I'm always into making sure there's nothing stinky in the pee trap, so that's definitely clean as a whistle at the moment. This is gonna drive me crazy with the exposure, people. The clouds are intermittent. We also have something from @Christopher A. Baden. "I've heard the Tri-Cities has a roach problem. You remind me of the guy from Creepshow. He had a bug problem in his bug-proof home." Yeah, I guess maybe in Eastern Washington there might be more bugs. Eastern Washington has more of everything. They actually have rattlesnakes and such, which we don't have in Western Washington. So it's possible. You'll have to please excuse me for constantly adjusting the exposure here. Mr. Frog Smoke, and again, I was so shocked by how much feedback there was about the whole fruit fly situation. At Mr. Frogsmoke says, fruit fly larvae are in most bananas when you buy them. Pretty much every time we eat a banana, we're eating fruit fly larvae. Yeah, I've heard that as well, but then some people say it's only on the actual skin, it's not in the fruit. Whatever. If I'm eating them and they're not doing me any harm, I don't really care. I just don't like them flying around. And then at Billy the Kid 6420 says, they come from the medium that your houseplants live in. So I don't have any houseplants. At Sunny the Piper says, the fruit fly rant is literally one of the best things I've seen in years. What do they want? So yes, I'm glad you all enjoyed that. The funny thing is, since that rant, I have not seen a single one in my home. So maybe all the preventative measures I've been trying to take recently, you know, like not letting banana peels sit in my garbage can, making sure everything's clean. I mean, I've always been making sure things are clean, but especially I was leaving banana peels in my garbage can, even though it's a sealed garbage can. And I stopped doing that several weeks ago. So maybe we've gotten through a life cycle now and there aren't any more. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that I don't see any more. But thank you for all the advice. I appreciate it. But yeah, I looked into a lot of that stuff, did a lot of fruit fly research because I was so irritated about the little creeps. Now we have some feedback from Pipe Force Episode 3. This is from @ShockandAwe with a super thanks. Oh my Lord, the sun. Thanks so much, Shock and Awe. They said simply, sounds great, Bradley. Recently had Paradoxical and my first dip into Rustica. Really enjoyed this blend. May have to give this one a try. Thanks. Or really enjoyed that blend. May have to give this one a try. Thank you very much, @ShockandAwe. We have @WTF Serpico. There used to be a brewery in Seattle called Schooner Exact. The taste of their porter used to strongly remind me of the way powdered concrete smells straight from the bag. I wonder if that's the same flavor sensation you were getting from this blend. So I was mentioning with Pipe Force Episode 3 that it tasted like, when I was a little kid, there used to be this giant piece of pyrite, fool's gold, in a church where we went to. Like a big piece like this, and I used to lick it because it tasted good to me. It had this weird, like metallic-y, almost battery kind of taste. That's what I was tasting in Pipe Force Episode 3, not concrete, because I do concrete and I have inadvertently gotten concrete in my mouth. Didn't taste like that. At Big Country Briar 9911 says, all Sutliff blends are limited now that they're being closed by STG. Some of their blends might get made in Denmark, but they won't be the same. I bought sample packs of all the PF blends, Pipe Force blends, at the 2023 NASPC Ohio show. If you'd like to try the rest of them, have a great one, Bradley. Yeah, sounds like that's probably going to be the case. Hopefully that's not, but I don't know. I'm not very hopeful. And then at Life with a Pipe, bought a tin of this. I enjoy it a lot. He brought out characteristics of the Rustica and DFK that are unique to this blend. Fun experience. So yeah, Pipe Force Episode 3, probably my favorite of the Pipe Force series thus far. Gang, thank you for all that feedback. Please keep it coming in. It really helps make the show go. But now it is time for the very best part of the show, and that is where we thank our Patreon supporters. Remember, if you would like to support the channels on Patreon, it would be much appreciated. Basically, the only way we keep this channel going and working going is through your generous contributions on Patreon, because I can't monetize any of the pipe-related videos on YouTube. If you would like to support the channels, as I mentioned, there's a link in the description box below. $5 a month helps out a lot, and it would be much appreciated. And every week, we shout out those who support the channels at $25 or more a month. The producers of Stuff and Things. People like Glenn Dunnington, Jason Buckner, Arcturus, Ashes of the Phoenix, Jonathon Proctor, Charles Mowers, and the Friendly Piper. And of course, the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month, people like Bob Magee and Ryan McFadin. Thank you so much. Also, if you are a supporter on Patreon, you get access to our content early and ad-free, and it's just the best thing in the world. Thank you so much for all the people out there who support the channels. Please keep watching Stuff and Things. Lots of good stuff coming up. Stay tuned for the Pilot 823 review coming up soon. That Padron video that we're going to be doing. Cringle Flake 2024. The Good Made Better products. Once again, I have to adjust the exposure. Okay, I got to get in out of this cold. The tide is coming in very quickly. But until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things. I'll see you later.